Hello everyone, let's play Blitz games. You can send me challenges. And now let's play Caro-Kann defense. Maybe we can even play Alien Gambit. Yes, let's try it. Sacrifice the knight and activate pieces that can control light squares. Sometimes that opening isn't work because if black plays actually well, they can protect that position, because even computer says that -1 or something like that, that black has advantage here. Because that's a little bit hard, but there is something that we can help, that can help us to try to win this. Maybe take some material there. The main thing is that now we are capturing these white squares, which will be very nice for me. I think I can take with a pawn, and now this knight is under attack. Also I could take with a bishop, but after trade I don't like to trade because I'm down a figure here. He still can defend his position, so let's try to bring my rook on g4. Let's see if I can. And create some threats here. And why not? Maybe rook g4, try to take this pawn on h6. I think that should be work too. I don't know, let's try. He's trying to run his king. I think that's the right time, because if he's trying to bring his king on e8, g7 pawn would be hanging after that. Now what can I do? I'm a little bit happy that he can go king e2, and what can I do there? Bishop take h6. He can take with a pawn, but I'm afraid of he will take with a rook. But that's also was a plan, or not. I could also try to something like that. Okay, knight c5, knight d4 was a hilarious. He's losing some moves here. What can we try here? c4 and rook f4 check. No, that should not be work. g6, I don't think he can attack that square on g6. So let's bring the rook here. I think that's very safe actually. If we trade, he will take my rook on g6, so I don't need it. Can I do something here? Sacrifice the rook and mate after that? Yeah, can I? Check, takes, check. King h5. I think that should gonna work. Yes, let's sacrifice it. Check. Let's take. If he takes, we will gonna win. If not, I think I will lose here on time. If I haven't made there, I'm gonna lose this. I spent so much time for this. Okay, and that's mate. Okay. And here is going to take, that's all. Now let's play another game. E4 is a move here. F5. Danish Gambit, or that's called something else. I think he's winning a tempo here. But his F7 square is very weak. And also a lot of players trying to
Your shirt is...
trying to use this advantage because that square is a little bit weak here. And E6 is also weak because F7 pawn doesn't defend that. Okay, C5, very aggressive move. We can not to take and play a little bit active. I can even take that pawn, but I'm trying to bring my figures in a very active position here. Because bishop b5, because now I have this open e-file. And now e6 is under attack. I can even take the pawn on d4, because that will be pin and he can take. He's trying to take my knight here. What can I do? If trade, that's not p-work. Or what can I do here? Let's sacrifice the knight on e6 and play f3. Because if he moves his knight on g5, we will trade, and his bishop on e6 will be hanging, give knight c5, b4, and he in that time his knight should go anywhere and his bishop will be under attack at the time. If d3, this open check, bishop e3, I will defend it, and after that I will take this pawn on d3, and maybe after d3 check, bishop e3, he could also take this pawn on c3, because if we trade, he will take and make a new queen. I have to take, and maybe that's can work somehow. I don't think now I need to go king h1 to afraid of this d3, because that bishop on e6 will be hanging and that will be pin also. I can play check if g6, queen e6 is a move, and his bishop on e6 and his rook on h8 is under attack now. Okay, king d7, very good move. I think that should be the best move here. That's protecting all the figures here. Can I check? Oh no, that's not gonna work. But I could also try something like that. And even now if I trade, this d5 is hanging, so let's take it. He's threatening my queen there. Let's check, and now we have two attackers on the rook and he has only one protector on it. Also king d8, I don't think that's gonna work, because bishop g5 check and he has to go his king on c8. Yes, that can be a move, because he is losing only a bishop here. If he moved that square, I will check to bring my knight, bring my bishop on active square with tempo. And now what can I do? This b2 is under attack, so let's develop the pieces. I don't care, I will lose some pawns here. because that's a very tricky position and he can try to mate him somehow, because my knight on b1 is disturbing this to bring my rook on this first rank. I might need to trade it. I don't think he's threatening anything. In my next move, I think I can bring my rook on e-file and try to mate him somehow. My time is very low too. Knight c4. Oh no, he probably missed bishop c7. I will fork that and I will win rook here. A full rook. Now I can't, so let's check. Try to trade his active rook. We blunders mate or not? Yes, that should be made. Because of time pressure, I didn't see that coming. Well, let's play another game. We played very well this game, but I don't know why I am so slow today. Our rating is down about 2000, or I will say not 200, sorry. I'm playing so slow, I'm thinking so hard because I played some rapid games at the time. I think that can be the reason here. What I missed? G5 or something. And trade and d6 pawn will be hanging. Or maybe he's trying like this long castle. No, my dark squares is a little bit weak, but can be that's a problem for me. I also have this open c-file, which I can use to attack on his king. Queen b6 and try to go my pawn's passed pawn forward, or I don't know. I think that should be right idea here. Even I can trade, but I think I can. I have to take with a f pawn because after d takes e4, that will be open, and he somehow can use his that passed pawn on d6, and now his bishop is under attack. His f2 pawn is under attack too, which I am threatening to take, and after take, if he moves his queen, this b2 will be made here. So I think he should sacrifice material here, but also bishop c2 is a really good move. But I will try to take that bishop. If he takes, that will be made. Also g5 is a under attack too. After that, don't know. Let's see what will happen. Oh, and mate. Yes, probably after 2 moves later, if that's not happen, I will win with a mate or something. I don't know, because my position was very active there. Let's play another one. c5 to bring my bishop on this really good square, which is also threatening f2 somehow, maybe after queen b6. Now I can't take, let's defend. Knight bd7, because after bishop e7, if he takes this pawn on c5, I would lose there a pawn on c5. Or if he takes, I would lose a tempo there. I don't think that's huge problem for me that my king can't castle here, because after rook d8 just is really like a castle, why not? Let's bring my king to safety and also try to protect that pawns. In the future I think that can be problem for me. We are not threatening mate, but also I'm trying to get this fourth rank for my queen. That's mate threat all the time. Let's go g5, and g4 is the idea to distract this knight and try to mate him. Okay, g3 is a move. His knight is protected. So can we try to bring my queen on h3? This is my secondary account. Oh, really? Do you wanna play in your secondary account or not? Send me challenge, we can play. How can I go forward here? h5, h4. That's a little bit aggressive, but I think I will try to do something here. If I just broke his position, I think I have very good pieces on for attack that should be winning. What can he do here? Okay, he took like that. And now rook d3 is a move here. I don't know. Or maybe I can sacrifice the rook after trade. If king g2, that will be mate. Or he takes with a knight. Is this gonna work or not somehow? Can I win a material here? Because after he escapes his queen, queen h3 check, the only move will be king h1, and I will sacrifice my rook. If he takes, this h2 won't be protected by his knight. Maybe he didn't saw that, but he plays that knight h4 check. That's a really aggressive move. To activate his rook and activate the knight, try to attack somehow. What's our plan here? What we missed? Sorry. Okay, his queen was under attack. I don't thought he would do blunder like that. Okay, let's take. And he isn't resigning. So let's take the rook too. He can't take, he missed that too. Okay, we are winning here. Let's play another game. And even g6 to try to bring my bishop. on g7 and have this nice diagonal here. Now my bishop is, I will say, close here, but I will try to take this pawn if after, I don't know, some trade and f5. Or let's go f5 now, because my pawn on g6 was under attack there. Okay, let's trade and everything is protected. I don't think I need to take, I can just develop my queen, and also now I'm trying to take his knight maybe. Why maybe? Because this h6 will be undefended and he can take with a rook, so let's just be sure we are not doing any mistake here. Queen b4 check. Is this gonna work or not? b2 is hanging and I will try to do something there. I don't think he has huge attack on that king side. Queen d2 is a move. Why not? He's playing really aggressive. His queen side isn't developed yet, like I will do. But he's trying to create some attacks. What can we do? Maybe trade the knights to open my bishop and try to attack with it. Okay, knight actually could jump there. But I will just defend. And I don't know. He castled. I'm happy to see that. Because now a5 and I can activate the bishop here, maybe trade, because his bishop is a really active position. I don't think I need to just let him do that. Okay, let's go here, try to trade the bishops, because he's trying to jump with his knight or something, I don't know. He just would have nice attack there. So let's don't let him do that. I don't think we have another choice, because his queen was active there, and also we are up a pawn here. Just let's push that past pawn. I think he will bring his knight on queen side, and I will try to do something in king side. I think that should gonna work. Now I can go king h7 because his rook doesn't defending that. So he could create some threats there. What is he threatening to do? I think I can even go back and rook a his knight on c7, which is protecting that nice square where I can jump, and even he can jump and try to create some threats here. Bishop h6, and I think he's trying to do something uncomfortable for me to take, I don't know, attack on my bishop on h6. But I will create a threat here, and let's see how he can defend that. And besides that, I have a really nice trap here. Or should that's gonna work or not, I don't know. That was very nice for me. Let's play Caro-Kann defense. And that's called Alien Gambit. I'm threatening to take his pawn on f7. And here let's trade the bishops. Now I can take the pawn on f7 and knight g5, and also I can take this pawn on e6 and fork and take his queen and win this game. I don't need to take to plunder my queen like him. b7 is hanging, knight d7 is the only move to defend all his figures. Let's go bishop f4 to not let rook b8 to kick my queen. Also we can kick his rook here. He's not threatening anything, let's threaten we. That's a check. Knight f6, or also this knight. Oh, that's protected. That was his last move. We can also take the bishop, and that should be okay. I'm going to mate him, I think. Also, this knight is hanging. If we are not mating here, we can just take, and that will be mate after some moves after that. That's so annoying that all his figures are defending that squares, which I can try to do something there and win somehow. This rook was hanging and he saw that and resigned. Let's play another game. e4 this time. And let's go Vienna Gambit. I think that should be okay. Or no, if he moves his queen so early, I don't think I need to do that. I can also jump with my knight. His queen is under attack, c7 is under attack too, which will lead fork. I think I need to go back, yes? Yes, let's do this and castle after that. d5 is it possible or not? I don't think that's possible yet. Bishop e3, try to take these figures, and also this f-file will be free for my rook. Let's try to knight g5, and after trade we can just take and we should be okay there. But now this knight is hanging. We can just defend because he can take the pawn. Okay, let's take and e4. His rook is under attack, so he can't go there, but he doesn't anyway. Okay, let's take and win this game. One blunder can change the whole game. What is he trying to do? That's low rated players are so, I don't know, have this hilarious openings. I don't even know what is he trying to do here. Let's long castle because he has some advantage on this king side. Okay, now he can take, but if we play a little bit active, I think we can win here some material. Let's take with this pawn, so we are activating my rook on f1. That's very sad that he's trying to trade the queens. Because now I'm down on material there, I don't wanna Now he couldn't take because that was a pin, but now he can, so let's go back. If he tries his knight to go something like this, that g-pawn will be hanging, and let's try to take his knight. After that, if this g-pawn will be hanging, we will take, and we will have some active position there. He defends very well, he's up a figure, but that doesn't mean, because maybe he can just lose in that risky position, because his figures isn't that active. Because this H file is open, let's try to go in that file, because we can't do something there. This F file is closed by him. What can we do here actually? I don't know. How can I activate my knight? Maybe try to take this pawn. I think I'm gonna take that. How he can defend? I don't think he can. Now I'm threatening that g4 pawn. This knight is protected very well, so there is no threat. Okay, let's take. And king h6 will be only move, and after that that's made. If he takes, if he not, that should be okay. We can also go here. If he takes, that will be his final mistake. Okay, which he taking because his knight is just closing this rook, and now I can take, but if he moves I can, and now this is hanging, so let's take, and that's a check. We won a piece there. We return, I will say, our piece, because his position was very disactive and our position was very active, and even now we are up a pawn here, and we are getting this 7th rank. That should be at least draw for me. Can I go my bishop here and pin this? Knight f3 to bring all the pieces on the center. Bishop c4, he will sacrifice the knight and d5 will be fork. That's a really famous fork. Okay, what is he trying to do? I won't say that's a really good move that he has to do. Let's go back and e5. e5, if he moves his knight, that f7 will be hang like that. Okay, he's missing that, so let's try to bring other figures in the game. Rook f8 can be a move. He's trying to take the knight, but I don't think I need to trade it. Because even I can take this pawn on b7, that's not all about pawn. This knight will be hang and I can even fork him on f7. It should be okay. Let's take anyway, because this f7 pawn is defended. No, but my bishop is under attack too. But let's take anyway, because he will give this f7 for me. And now let's be sure our queen won't gonna lose here. Okay, he's losing a rook against. Let's go here. c3 to also block his bishop from my pawn on b2. And now I don't think I need to defend this knight, or maybe I can just defend because I'm happy to see my bishop is active on that a3 square, which will lead activity for me, because I don't think I need to bring my knight on that square, and that will be undefended after that. So let's try to bring my bishop on this really good diagonal and try to activate our pieces. Let's get this d-file. Okay, he wants some trade. I will say, if you are trying to do something and you are being down on material, don't try to trade so much pieces. c4 is a move, and I will try to win his knight on e5. I think I can play after each move. Will he play? Okay, let's do it and check. If rook d8. Okay, rook d7, and I'm gonna lose on time because I had two pawns against this figure. I won't say I'm too bad. Well, I'm losing it fourth time here.